everybody, it's your girl Angie. It is Kiss My Cheeks TV, and it is time for another TV review. Now, a few days ago, Family or Fiancé came back on OWN. It was supposed to just be a little sneak peek. I saw it on my DVR, and I was curious. I said, let me turn this on. And so when I turned it on, it was a whole hour-long episode. And I guess it's the episode that's going to come on this Saturday. But I said, just go ahead and get this review out the way because you already watched it, and I'm not going to watch it again on Saturday. But it was good. And this is season 2 of Family or Fiancé, and I really like this show. If you have not watched it, I suggest you check it out. If you like Ready to Love, I feel like you will like Family or Fiancé. Now, the premise of this show is it is an engaged couple that is going to get married sometime in the future. They have plans for a wedding, and there's some kind of issues either amongst themselves in the couple or between the couple and the families, somebody family, both families, and they bring all these people together in a house for 3 days with, I wonder if she's a licensed marriage therapist. I don't know. We're going to get to that at the end of this review. But her name is Tracy Macmillan, and she's like the overviewer therapist of the process of these 3 days in the house. Now, I like this. Now, let's get it straight. It is just a TV show. I feel like this show probably gets the foam off the top of the drink, but these people, some of them, especially from last season, have to dive deep. You can't just fix all your issues in 3 days on a TV show. But I think it is a good starting point for a lot of these couples, especially if they choose to go. Because by the end of the show, you're asking your family members for their blessing. Should I get married? And they either say yes or no. And I mean, some of them say no and they still get married anyway. Some of them say yes, but they end up breaking up. Like, anything can happen at the end of these 3 days. And last season, it was a lot of mess. Which, you know, that's what reality TV is. We like the mess. And some of them was just an opportunity for their family members to spill tea to the couple before they walk down the aisle. And I ain't mad at it. Because sometimes it's some things you need to know. And maybe they were scared to tell you in private. And they ain't scared to tell you on TV with security around. I don't know. But it's a good show. And not all families are a mess. A lot of the stories are very sweet and can be worked out. And some of them, you need to come on TV and get with this counselor so they can tell y'all to run fast. But these are these people's life. It is real life stories. And it's just a different point of view of reality TV. Not everything has to be ratchet mess. Though we love that. We love that. But not everything has to be that. Like, TV is supposed to be entertaining, and this is a new twist on it. It's kind of like an inside view of marriage counseling. And maybe some of the things that Tracy Macmillan says, you can maybe apply it to yourself. I don't know. But it's entertainment. It's people putting their business in the street. And you know what I like to do. If you put your business in the street, let's talk about it. Now, let me tell y'all a funny story. For the longest time last season, I thought, when she kept saying Tracy Macmillan, I was thinking of Terry Macmillan. And I was like, I know these people ain't listening to no marriage advice from her. Not after her scandal in the 90s or whenever Stella Got Her Groove Back came out. I was like, I know she ain't giving nobody no marriage advice. But you know what? Sometimes the best advice can come from hard life lessons. And that was a life lesson that Terry Macmillan learned. I ain't mad at Terry. I love Terry Macmillan. But that was the longest time last season. I was just like, I know she ain't giving people advice. But it's Tracy Macmillan. And I wonder if they sisters. If they sisters, y'all, get in the comments and let me know. Because I ain't take the time to look it up. But let's jump into this episode. The couple this week is Cindy and Jamiah. They are a young couple. For the most part, they stated Jamiah was 24. And I'm assuming Cindy is within that age range, maybe 2 years older, 2 years younger, same age, because they said she was young too. And off bat, 24 is very young to get married. And if you watch the episode Saturday, you will see that it was kind of hard to pull information out of those two. And they really didn't say anything loving about each other, but that they loved each other. Like, they really couldn't explain it, because Jamiah said, I just like that I could be myself around Cindy. Okay, cool, but I'm sure you can be yourself around your homeboys. And then Cindy just kept saying she likes that he cool with her kids and her kids like him, and so I guess he's an excellent provider. So that's really all they had to say about each other in the beginning. And they hint to this huge fight at their engagement party, which is the reason why they want to come on the show, because they want their families to get along. So let's get into it. When the show first comes on, Tracy introduced herself, and she meets with the couple, and she asks them key questions before the family members arrive. The first question she asked them is, why are you all doing this process, which is family or fiancé process, so close to your wedding? Because check this, they get married in 6 days. Now, the process is 3 days, so that means no matter what happens at the end of this process, the wedding in 3 days. They only got 3 days left till they get married. And so they were like, they explained the engagement party, that their families got into this huge fight, and they want their families to get along and settle their differences before they walk down the aisle. And that's understandable, but to me, that ain't no reason not to get married. I mean, we ain't dug into all these issues yet, but off top, your families really don't have to see each other. You go over his family house one holiday, you go over your family house the next holiday, and if they don't like each other, they really don't have to see each other. But then they said, Jamiah said his family is calm, and when there's a disagreement, they like to talk it out. They don't like to argue. Pin that. And off rip, Cindy says her family is ghetto. They down to fight. They down to cuss you out. She ain't say it like that, but that's pretty much what she said. And so as they're talking about this, in the background, they're showing video footage of the engagement party. And it all starts, Cindy mama gets on the microphone, because I guess kind of like at a funeral, they tell everybody, if you got something to say to the couple, come up and make a speech. Cindy mama get on the microphone talking about, I'm the bitch of this family. I just want y'all to know I'm that bitch. And so I guess his family was like, okay, she the bitch. So Jamiah's auntie Sparkle now gets on the microphone. They didn't show what Sparkle says, but apparently she went over the 2-minute limit. And y'all know how it is when they say everybody get on the mic and somebody talk over the 2-minute limit. You like looking at your watch like, okay, now we ain't trying to be here all night so you could shine. This ain't even your party. But so apparently Cindy's sister Bree said, let's set it off, and was like, I thought you was only supposed to be talking for 2 minutes. And when I was cracking up, because I was like, that ain't me. That ain't me, but that's me in my mind. In my mind, I would have been sitting there like, I thought you was only supposed to be talking for 2 minutes, but apparently that set off the party. It was on and popping, and all you saw in the video is both families brawling. And I said, oh my God. Oh my God. The last thing you want is a brawl at your wedding. So they here to work it out. Now, a part of the process, each member of the couple is allowed to invite 3 key members of their family that they want a blessing from. Jamiah invited Auntie Sparkle, Auntie Fenice, that's what I'm gonna call her, and his dad, Jamiah Sr. And Cindy invited her 3 sisters, Kim, Shelly, and Bree. And each family member gets to say what their main concerns is about the union. Jamiah's family says Jamiah's too young. He has too much stuff left to accomplish and to work on. It's not time to get married. And Cindy's family is basically saying that she's moving too fast. She just got out of this relationship with her children's father, and they were, guess, known each other 12 years. And they don't believe that Cindy has gotten over it. And in the initial meeting with, I don't know if she's a doctor, so I ain't gonna call her Dr. Tracy until I research that. But with Tracy, she said she wasn't over the relationship. So if you ain't over your first, why are you trying to marry your next? But we gonna jump into this. Now next, Jamiah's family arrives at the house first. They put him up in this huge mansion, and this season the mansion looks beautiful. And so his family gets there first, and I was like, they don't get along. It looks like Cindy gets along with Jamiah's family. They were all kikiing, and hee ha ha, and had a good time. Now when Cindy's family rolled up, Jamiah's family was already there. They walked in the house and was like, ooh, we about to turn up. Look right at his family, ain't say nothing. They act like they were ghosts. They ain't seen them, ain't speak, and even give a dry eye like, hey. They didn't say nothing. They just walked right past them, paid them dust, and went on into the kitchen to go start the turn up. That right there pissed Jamiah's family off. They were like, see, they on that shit. They ain't even speak. And so the tension is there before they even get to the first family round table. So let's get to the first family round table. Now, another premise of the show, after that first, the families get there, they all sit down on the couches together, and the couple says, they want to get married. They ask the family members, we're here to work this out. What are you all's issue with this union? Because we want to work on it, and we want to get your blessing. So off rip, Auntie Sparkle speaks first. Auntie Sparkle says, a lot of the family ain't even coming to the wedding. We ain't even coming. I ain't coming. I was like, okay, Auntie Sparkle, but what is your issue? So Auntie Sparkle says a lot of the family members think that Cindy seduced Jamiah. And right then, before she can even finish her sentence, Bree popped off and was like, girl, bye. Seduced. Girl, bye. And from there, I can't even go into the argument they had back and forth. All I know is hands started clapping. And at one point, Bree got to the end. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do? And already when you asking somebody what they gonna do, Auntie Sparkle was up and like, well, what's up? It's on. And the fight ensues. Here comes security. It pops off. Love and hip hop style pop off. And I was like, well, damn. They can't take their family nowhere. And right, remember when Jamiah was like, his family like to talk it out. They don't like to argue. I said, bullshit. Auntie Sparkle is with the shit. She pretty much got up first. So miss me with that. My family is calm and they like to talk. No, your family is with it right with Cindy's family. Now, Cindy's family will set it off, but Jamiah's family is right there with them. They gonna join you. If you started, they ain't got no problems with joining in on what you started. So I was like, Auntie Sparkle is a mess, and she probably was the oldest one there next to Jamiah's daddy. And Bree looked like the youngest one there. But then the next thing I said, okay, so security broke them up. And Tracy had to separately calm each family members down. The family members got their stuff together. It's like, yes, we're here to work on it. Some of them started crying. And I think the biggest criers, the biggest people who trying to jump bad are some of the most sensitive people. And there ain't nothing wrong with being sensitive. But all of them was boo-hoo crying. They want to get it together for their sister. Okay, we back at the round table. They have calmed down. Okay, so now Sparkle, Cindy was like, okay, we over the drama. Sparkle didn't get to finish. Sparkle continue with what you think is wrong with our union. So Sparkle is back, and now she done threw another auntie under the bus. She said, Auntie so-and-so said you seduced Jamiah. And so now everybody laughing. And Cindy was like, seduced? I got that good. Yeah, I seduced his ass. I have to stop cursing, y'all. But these shows be funny to me, and I can't help it. If you don't like it, I apologize. I apologize. I don't curse that much, really, and I really do try to stop. But anyway, let's keep it moving. And so, right then and there, I said, these people must not know what the word seduce mean. And then I checked myself. I said, Angie, do you know what seduce mean? Because to me, somebody say I seduced my husband, I ain't getting ready to fight over that. And I said, well, go look it up, because maybe I got the definition wrong, because I didn't know seduce was fighting words. So I looked it up, and it said to entice someone into sexual activity. And I said, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to seduce my husband all the time. So what's wrong with that word? Why are y'all fighting? And then everybody started laughing, and Cindy said, well, I'm going to take that as a compliment. And you do that, girl. You're supposed to seduce your significant other. Now, if I got the definition wrong, if Google told me wrong, and we supposed to fight over the word seduce, put it in the comments. Because I don't want to go around seducing people and them fighting words. I don't know. It was hilarious. It wasn't hilarious. Them people real lives. That was real life stuff. But I had to really check myself to make sure that, because we all love that song. What is that? Usher, Sexual Seduction. Whoever sang that, that's Snoop. That's Snoop Dogg. Let's move on from the word seduce. The sisters now have their turn to tell Cindy why they shouldn't get married, and they pretty much said, and now throughout the show, they're going to drop a little bit of tea on Miss Cindy and Mr. Jamiah. The sisters said they're moving too fast. They both just got out of toxic relationships, and they still have not gotten over the others. And they feel like they should have healed themselves first before they jumped into this marriage. So now everybody keeps saying they're moving too fast, they're moving too fast. So I'm like, well, how long have they been together? What do you mean you just got out of a relationship? And I need to know the timeline, because if it was 2 years ago, that's enough time. But if it was 2 months ago, then what the hell y'all doing? And y'all only 24. That is, to me, very young to get married. But there are some very mature 24-year-olds, but them two ain't it. But anyway, his daddy finally gets up and says, Jamiah just got out of a relationship with someone he loved. He loved whoever this girl was, and apparently she broke his heart and she ghosted him. He was like, he don't even know why old girl broke up with him. All he knows that she gone. She ghosted him. I said, that's some young people shit. That's some young people stuff, and it sounds like young love, because young people, I will admit it, all in your 20s, especially them teens, you fall in love real quick. You fall in love over some bullshit. You think you grown and you ain't. This is some young people-ish, all up through the episode. Now, anyway, the dad and the aunt says they both should have healed separately. I already said that. And so, okay, let's move on. I ain't gonna call her doctor till I figure out if she's a doctor or not. Tracy gives you an assignment for your first night. The assignment for Cindy was to cook dinner with Jamiah's family and to get to know them better. The assignment for Jamiah was to play 20 questions with Cindy's family. Now, last season, I can tell you right now, every time she tells somebody to play 20 questions, the bullshit erupts. It erupts. And I want to know, because to me, 20 questions is something you play. It's a drinking game. You got to take shots like truth or dare. I ain't really knowing how much of a doctor Tracy is, or even if she a licensed therapist, because I don't agree with her tactics. But it's entertaining at that. At that, it's entertaining. So let's start with 20 questions. The sisters ask him what does he want to do in his future. He says he wants to be a police officer. They like that. They said they like that he wants to protect and secure his sister. Okay. Next, they said, well, have you cheated? And I was like, man, every man, I ain't gonna say, you can't say every, but majority of men have cheated. Majority of people have cheated. It's shit that has happened. And they are young. Like, he's 24. I would not expect him to say no. But he said yes. I expected him to say yes. But I did not expect him to say that when him and Cindy first got together, he was out there doing stuff he ain't had no business doing. So he admitted to cheating on Cindy, and now he want to cry about it. Like, yeah, I cheated on her. But now I'm like, they ain't asked if you cheated on their sister. They asked if you cheated. But apparently this is information they already knew, because it wasn't no aha moment that he cheated on Cindy. It was kind of like, let's see if he admit to it. I don't know. Because to me, that's like asking the question you already know the answer to. Because to me, if you really want to know if he cheated and he said, yeah, I cheated on Cindy, and you didn't know, you'd be like, what? No, y'all really don't need to be getting married. But it was not an aha moment. But anyway, they asked him about co-parenting. Now, all throughout the episode, this baby daddy, I'm going to call him baby daddy because that's what she called him on the show. I do like for you to say child's father, but they said baby daddy all through the show, so that's what I'm going to say. They said, how do you feel about co-parenting with the baby daddy? He said he's iffy about it because he feels like she's hiding something when she talks to the kid's father. And he said just last week, well, they didn't say last week yet, but I done already spoiled the spoiler. But anyway, just last week, she changed his name on her cell phone to a female's name. So, like, if his name was Devontae, it's now Dolores in the cell phone. So if Dolores texts, he don't know it's Devontae. And I guess he said he looked at it and it said, do you still want to be with me? Okay. Now, he said he can't say nothing to her about the baby daddy because it'll turn into World War III, but she can give him the shits. Moving on, because now he's emotional and they got some trust issues. So while they're cooking in the kitchen, one of the aunties said, well, why y'all in a rush to get married in these next 6 days? And her response was, she was very short with her responses. She was like, why wait? Why we gotta wait 60 days when we done already paid this deposit on these next... I'm gonna get to that at the end. On these next 6 days. But she was just like, why wait? And so now she said, well, how do you feel about your sister always being ready to fight? And I believe they talking about that younger sister, Bree, because the older two sisters, they ain't seem like they had that pop-off spirit that Bree had. And then Cindy says, well, hell, I'm always ready to fight too. Me and Bree just alike. That's Cindy a mess. Okay. So now we get a little bit more insight. The family says they need to go to marriage counseling. They say when they argue, they feel like they take the arguments too far. And she responded that he makes me get to that level with him. And I guess he said, she was like, he treated me wrong, so I popped off on his ass, but I bet you he learned. I bet you he ain't gonna treat me like that no more. So I'm like, okay, so all of the issues that these two have, they aren't aha moments, because as Cindy and Jamiah are talking to the opposite families, neither one of them are shocked about the things that they say or how they're saying it. Because Cindy definitely has the pop-off spirit. Jamiah is more emotional. It looks like he admitted to holding a lot of stuff in, and then finally he explodes. But anyway, they all come together. They eat dinner. Dinner went great. End of the night, no more fighting. The next day, both families are in the kitchen making breakfast. They're playing with grapes, throwing grapes in people's mouths. They're laughing, cracking jokes, having a good time. You wouldn't even believe that they was acting the fool on that engagement party video at the beginning of the episode. But anyway, this is day 2. They're having their new day's meeting with Tracy. And Tracy brings up trust issues. She says the family believes that you all don't trust each other, so why are you in a rush to rush down the aisle? She brings up the baby daddy, and why did Tracy bring up the baby daddy. She asked her, like, what's up with the text with the baby daddy? And Cindy was like, when I talk to him, it's only about the kids. Like, we don't talk about nothing else but these kids. And I said right there, that's a rehearsed answer, because Jamiah done already spilled the tea that you changed your name to Dolores and asked him, what's up? You still want to be with me or what? And so Jamiah agrees, and he says that before they came on the show, you know, Jamiah, I'm going to get confused saying his name because I want to say Jeremiah. But it's Jamiah says he disagrees with what Cindy just said. Cindy looks at him as like, we agreed not to talk about shit in the past. Like, we ain't talking about the past. And I'm looking at the TV. No, and then Jamiah says it was just a week ago. And she was like, no, we agreed not to talk about the past. And he brought up, well, look, you just changed the name on your phone. And she said, well, I did that on purpose because you was talking to that bitch on Snapchat asking her where she at. That could have been his cousin, girl. You don't... This young people stuff. Young people stuff. I don't even know how to work Snapchat. Young people stuff. So she was like, I changed the name on purpose because I want to make you upset because you was talking to old girl on Snapchat. And it was like tit for tat. She was like, I told him in my last relationship, we was always doing that tit for tat. He cheated on me, I cheated on him. He slapped me, I slapped him. She didn't say that. She did not say that. But she did say they were always going tit for tat in the last relationship. And in this relationship, she did not want to do that. So why did you do it? You broke your own rule, girl. If he was talking to another girl on Snapchat, leave his ass. You ain't have to, it's something going on with that baby daddy. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. And I ain't even in a relationship. So now we know. Oh, I said, I wonder why she in such a rush to get married. She ain't never answered that. But now Cindy is pissed off because apparently a week ago is in the past. Like, yeah, I hit him up a week ago, but I ain't asking what was up today. Let's talk about today. We only talking about the kids today. Girl, you sound a mess, and this is some young people arguments. But anyway, in the kitchen, Jeremiah Sr. sees Cindy and was like, why you look so mad? Did Jamiah do something to you? And that was all it took for Cindy, was somebody to open that door. She was like, Jamiah can kiss my ass. He keeps bringing up the past, that I changed his name to Dolores a week ago. And I hollered because I'm like, he keep bringing up the past. It was just a week ago. Like, I'm laughing at the TV. I just can't believe that is some straight... I can't believe that. Now it's set off. You see all of Cindy pop off spirit. It's set off. Now they arguing real bad. They cussing each other out. She done called Jamiah insecure. That done pissed Jamiah off. That's his trigger. And he was like, fuck your punk ass. And I'm only cussing like that because they was cussing like that on TV. And now she run up in his face like, what the fuck you saying? Like, and I said, hold up. The way she ran up on him, if the cameras wasn't there, I believe she would have popped him. And I said, look, girl, look, you young. And I believe that was around the age I learned you can't run up on no man like that because not every man has been raised the same. Some men can hurt you. Now, he ain't run up in her face, and he didn't hit her, and I ain't gonna even say he got that abusive spirit in him, but the way she ran up on him, I said, girl, please look at yourself when you get home on TV and see what you did. Don't do that no more. And this scene was like the reddest flag you could ever see. I was like, these fools don't need... They ain't fools. Auntie, do better with your words. These children, because they were acting very childish, should not be getting married. They shouldn't even be in a relationship. Because it's too many red flags, too many trust issues. Any little thing can set you off. So now Jamiah's daddy got to go take him outside, play basketball, calm him down. His sisters her sisters take her upstairs to calm her down. And it was a very touching moment between Jamiah and his dad, where he was like, look, I don't want you to be like me. I don't want you out here in these streets. I don't want you in and out of jail. I didn't even get to raise you the way I wanted to raise you. Please be a better man than me. And now Jamiah, emotionally, he's done. He was like, Dad, I needed you. You was in jail. You never came to any of my football games. You never came to any of my graduations. And I'm hurt. And they hugged. And I feel like that dad is going to be there for him. It is there for him currently. But I feel like that dad felt that. He apologized. They embraced. And I appreciated seeing that moment on television. I ain't even going to go into why. But that moment meant a lot to me. Now, the sister's upstairs trying to calm Cindy ass down. And Cindy on some fuck shit. But I said, her sisters, it's that Bree got the pop-off spirit. And see, Bree wasn't in the room. I don't know where Bree was when all the foolishness was going on. But them two older sisters, I believe they both were married. They're the type of sisters and friends you need. Everybody needs somebody in their life like those two, who will sit you down and will tell you, girl, you were wrong. You were wrong. And will check you, put you in your place, and still love on you at the same time. They were at least able to calm Cindy down for the moment. Now, we need an emergency roundtable. It's time for an emergency family roundtable. Jamiah apologizes. He apologizes to everyone. He said, I apologize. I did not want you all to see me like that. And I should not have argued with Cindy like that. Everyone accepted his apology immediately. Cindy took a second, but she apologized. And her sister was like, Cindy, you ain't got nothing to say? And Cindy was like, no, what the fuck? I'm sorry for it. A mess. So, the sisters now said, Cindy, it's your time to get all your issues on the table so we can get over this stuff and we can work it out. And they asked that co-parenting question again. How do you feel, Jamiah, about Cindy co-parenting with her baby daddy? And I'm like, damn, didn't y'all get enough fighting? Don't y'all know that is the trigger? I learned it was the trigger, and I'm just watching the show. So Jamiah finally says, and I think he knows his fiance, I'm okay with co-parenting, as long as we keep it to only being about the children. I don't agree with any other conversations outside of the children. Maturity will help you with that. Now, after this past weeks asking what's up, I understand his insecurity with her communicating with the baby daddy, but maturity over the years will show you sometimes co-parents talk about other stuff. If they can co-parent maturely, you might say, well, what you doing? No, I'm lying. I mean, maybe 1%. I got this blanket. It's cold in this room. Maybe 1% of the time, you might say, well, hey, no, I'm lying. I don't do all that. Yeah, if it ain't about the kids, you don't need to be talking to them. Don't let me get to lying. But I can't have a mature conversation with my son's father outside of it being 100% about my son and it not be on nothing. Like, trust me, we both married and it's totally, so I don't know, but I understand his insecurity. Okay, where are we? Oh, now Cindy breaks down. She hates talking about her baby daddy. She says, apparently, I don't know, she never really said what the baby daddy did. I can't tell if he did something so extremely bad or if she's still in love with him. But she pretty much just said, look, over this past year, Jamiah has done more for me than my baby daddy has done for me in the past 10 years. And I said, okay, is it financial? Like, is your baby daddy broke? I don't know. But she never really expressed why she loves him. She only expresses how he takes care of her. And that means a lot to some people. I mean, I ain't gonna knock it. I ain't gonna knock it. She did say he treats me like a queen. So let's move on, because finally the sisters broke down a little bit of this timeline. That's some foolishness to me. She was like, y'all both just broke up with some toxic relationships. A couple of months. Now, to me, a couple means 2. I'm going to say 2. She said a couple of months after y'all broke up with y'all other whoever's, y'all in this new relationship. And that's fine. Be in a new relationship 2 months later. Move on. But she said a couple of months after that, y'all done got engaged. So I'm like, damn, 2 months after that, y'all done got engaged. And then she said, now in 6 days, y'all getting married. So I'm like, well, damn. Is all this in the span of, what, 4 to 6 months? It's too soon. Why are y'all in a rush? We're going to get to that. I'm going to give my opinion at the end. But that's the timeline the sister broke down. Ain't nobody say, nah, we been together 6 months, then we got engaged. Or we been together a year and we got... Ain't nobody had no issue with the timeline the sister broke down. I said it's too many red flags and it's way too soon. Now they go in the bedroom and they talk. He's now cool with the co-parenting. He ain't got no problem with the baby daddy. He talking to Cindy by himself now. And now they told each other, okay, we so happy we at least said all of our issues out loud. Like, we said all of our insecurities out loud. Now we over it. We said it. We over it. Let's move forward. And I'm like, that's young people stuff again. Because you can't just say, oh, my stomach hurt and it's just gonna stop. No, you gotta go get some medicine or figure out why it's hurting so you can take the appropriate medicine or get the appropriate rest and feel better later. You can't just say your issue. You gotta say your issue and then say, okay, well, let's get some marriage counseling so we can work out our trust issues. You just can't say your issue out loud and be over it. If that was the case, everybody would be over a whole... We wouldn't have all this drama to watch on TV if all people had to say was their issue out loud and be over it. Okay, it's almost over, y'all. So now it's day 3. This is the final check-in with Dr. Tracy. And this is why I said Dr. Tracy on the bullshit. Because they in each other's face kissing. We love each other. Cindy finally on day 3 apologizes for running up in that boy's face like that. She says, baby, I'm sorry. And they said, quit calling her doctor till you know. Tracy, our walls are down now, so we good. So I said, is Dr. Tracy a licensed therapist? Because she gonna tell them she feels like now they're 2 completely different people and they're ready to go out in the world and get married. I don't know if she said they should get married, but she ain't tell them not to, because to me, a true licensed therapist, after you done seen all the foolishness we done seen on TV the past few days, would be like, look, I'm going to tell y'all right now, y'all need some marriage counseling. Y'all need to cancel this wedding. And the end of it, I don't even need my notes because the end went like that. But I don't trust Dr. Tracy. I'm going to get on Google and see if she really a doctor, even if she really licensed, because it ain't no way. It ain't no way. And y'all tell me on Saturday after y'all watch it, do y'all think they were 2 completely different people or just some people? Okay, Tracy. I ain't taking that. I ain't taking none of that advice on this episode. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Now it's time for the final family roundtable, and we get to ask all of our family members, do they bless us with getting married? Do you give us your blessing? Pretty much we ain't even got to go around all the family members' names. They all say, hell no. Y'all some damn fools. Y'all don't trust each other. Y'all done sit up here and fight with each other, fought with us. Y'all don't need to get married. You ain't got our damn blessing. Okay, so now Jamiah and Cindy said, fuck y'all, we getting married anyway. That's pretty much what they said. They was like, okay, y'all don't bless us, but we done paid these deposits. We can't cancel no wedding in 3 days. We can't cancel this wedding in 3 days. We done lost all our money. We going down this aisle. Now, if we got to go to the courthouse in 6 months and get a divorce, that's what we going to do. But we walking down this aisle. They ain't say all that, but that's pretty much what they said. And so they finally asked Auntie Sparkle, okay, well, you don't give us our blessing, but will you at least come to the wedding? Auntie Sparkle was like, well, hell, I done already bought my dress, so yeah, I'm going to be there. Where else I'm going to wear this damn gown to? It was hilarious to me. And then the show goes off. They shows all the wedding pictures, a couple of pictures of the wedding. A couple of the pictures are a fool, because some of the people in the background ain't even smiling, and they the only two fools smiling in the picture. But like I said, they done spent their money, so they done showed up. And hell, I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it because I know how much money I spent on my wedding. You can't cancel no wedding in 3 days. Now, it's y'all fault for coming on the TV show 6 days before the wedding. If y'all would have came 6 months before the wedding, it might have been easier to say, okay, let's hold this off. We ain't really paid no deposits. But 3 days before the wedding, you done damn near paid for the whole thing. Because most vendors don't even take their final payment on the day of. You got to pay for it at least a week or two before. So they probably done paid for the whole wedding, and they can't cancel it. Ain't nobody got money like that. They ain't need to get married, but they did. And at the end of the show, it said they still happily married. But happy, hell, they was happy on the show fighting each other. So I don't know what their version of happy means. But I'm happy for them. I ain't going to really pray for you, but you are in my TV thoughts. I wish you the best. And that was the show, y'all. Y'all get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Did I miss something? That was a good first episode. And I really, really, really do love this show. And just for kicks and giggles, the premise of this show, if your family didn't give you their blessing for your wedding, would you still walk down the aisle? Like, could this show really change your mind and say, I agree with my family? Because you ain't marrying your family, you marrying your husband. I agree with them. I'm not going to marry him. In this situation, yes, that was too many red flags. I don't see it. And they're too young to act mature enough to get over the red flags that I seen on TV. But, like I said, we wish them the best. I know I talk too much, y'all. I can't help it. I like to talk, and I like to talk about TV. Don't nobody in my house like to talk about the shows I like to watch. I live with 2 men, my husband and my 16-year-old son. They don't give a damn about family or fiance. So I appreciate you all letting me talk to you about some of my favorite TV shows. If you like my video, please subscribe. I would love for you to become a subscriber. I will be giving reviews of this show every week. Now that Ready to Love is off, it's now time for Family or Fiancé. And I think this is going to be a good season. It's going to be, I feel from the previews, it looked like it's going to be some good couples. So let's come subscribe and come along for the ride of reviews. And I got some more TV shows that's coming up too. If you like my video, hit the like button and share it so other people can see it and they can come along and join the subscriber family as well. That's it for tonight. Look out for some more reviews. My sister has requested a makeup tutorial this weekend. She wants me to do the new Juvia's Place mini palettes, the chocolate and the berries palette combined. I haven't really came up with the look I want to go for yet because I can't really work with a lot of pink on my eyes, but I'm gonna come up with something. So come around Saturday and check out my makeup tutorial on the Juvia's Place mini palettes. And thank you all for watching. Have a good night. Bye.